Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, replaying the same conversation in your head, analyzing what you said, what they said, and what you should have said? Or maybe you've caught yourself overanalyzing every possible outcome of a decision, until your brain feels like it's overheating. That, my friend, is overthinking. In this video, we are going to explore the psychology of overthinking, why your brain does it, how it affects your emotions, and most importantly, how to stop it before it controls your life. So stay with me till the end, because we are not just going to talk about overthinking, we are going to rewire the way your mind works. Overthinking isn't just thinking too much. It's the repetitive cycle of thoughts that loop endlessly in your mind, thoughts about the past, the future, or what could happen. It's when your brain gets stuck in mental maze, analyzing, worrying, predicting, replaying, and never reaching a real conclusion. Psychologists define overthinking as rumination, the act of continuously thinking about the same situation or problem without taking any action. It's like being stuck in quicksand, the more you struggle, the deeper you sink. Now, let's get something straight. Thinking deeply isn't bad. In fact, deep reflection helps us learn, grow, and make better decisions. But overthinking is when reflection turns into obsession, when thoughts stop being productive and start being destructive. Our brains are wired for survival, not happiness. Thousands of years ago, this overthinking mechanism actually kept us alive. Early humans who worried about potential dangers, predators, food shortage, storms, were the ones who survived. Their brains were hyperalert, constantly scanning for threats. Today, that same primitive wiring still exists, but instead of lions, our threats are deadlines, relationships, and social approval. Your brain can't tell the difference between real danger and imagined danger. So when you worry about losing a job or making a mistake, your brain reacts as if your life is in danger, releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This triggers the fight, flight, or freeze response. But since you can't fight or run from your thoughts, you end up freezing, stuck in mental paralysis. That's overthinking in its purest form, your mind trying to protect you, but actually harming you in the process. Overthinking drains your mental energy. Imagine having 100% of your energy each morning. Now, if you spend 80% of it on what ifs and maybes, how much energy do you have left for living? Almost none. It also creates analysis paralysis, where you are so busy analyzing that you can't take action. You keep weighing pros and cons, imagining outcomes, waiting for the perfect decision, and as a result, you end up doing nothing. Overthinking is also the fuel for anxiety and depression. When you constantly replay the past, you feel guilt and regret. When you obsess over the future, you feel fear and worry. And when you do both, you live in permanent tension, disconnected from the present moment. In the long term, overthinking doesn't just affect your mental health, it affects your physical health too. Chronic stress from overthinking can cause headaches, insomnia, muscle tension, and even weaken your immune system. Psychologists generally divide overthinking into two main types. Rumination, thinking about the past. This is when you replay old mistakes, arguments, or moments of embarrassment. You keep asking, why did I do that? Or, what if I had done it differently? This type of overthinking is rooted in guilt, regret, and self-blame. Though worrying, thinking about the future. This is when you keep imagining worst-case scenarios. What if I fail? Or, what if something goes wrong? It's based on fear and uncertainty. In both cases, your mind is not in the present. It's either stuck in the past or anxious about the future, and both are illusions. The only reality is now, and overthinking steals that away from you. So why do we overthink in the first place? There are several psychological reasons. 1. Fear of failure. Most overthinkers have an intense fear of making mistakes. They believe that by analyzing every detail, they can avoid failure. But ironically, this fear itself causes inaction, which leads to missed opportunities. Though, need for control. Overthinking gives you the illusion of control. You feel that if you think hard enough, you can predict or prevent bad outcomes. But life is unpredictable, and control is mostly an illusion. 13. Low self-confidence. When you don't trust your own judgment, you keep second-guessing every decision. You replay every situation to make sure you didn't do anything wrong, and this cycle never ends. 4. Past trauma or rejection. People who have faced rejection, betrayal, or emotional pain often overthink as a defense mechanism. They analyze every detail of interactions, trying to prevent future hurt. 5. Perfectionism. Overthinkers often believe that everything they do must be flawless. They spend so much time thinking about how to be perfect that they forget to actually do anything. You might be an overthinker if you replay conversations over and over in your mind. You find it hard to make even simple decisions. You keep asking what if questions. You struggle to sleep because your brain won't shut up. You often imagine worst-case scenarios. You worry about things beyond your control. If this sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not broken. You are just a human whose mind has learned a pattern. And any pattern can be unlearned.
So, the next time your mind starts spinning with worries, remember this. Your thoughts are not reality. Your fears are not facts. And peace is not something you find, it's something you allow. The key isn't to control your mind, it's to understand it. Once you understand that overthinking is just a survival habit, you can gently retrain your brain to rest, breathe, and live fully. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs peace today. And remember, life begins the moment you stop overthinking.